All right, the timer's started, which means we are live. Hello and welcome back, dear one viewer. We are masters of dungeons. I might have already said that. I don't remember.
Jesus.
I really, okay, good. I really appreciate that red lighting, Julian. You should keep that. But yeah, yeah, we're here for session 24, I believe, of the Illios campaign. Here are our players. Didn't give an order, so have fun, guys.
I'm
Ryan!
Legend!
Oh, okay. God damn.
We are sorry, dear.
Professional as always.
And I am playing Illios the Lionheart, Paladin of Ilmater.
Hey, Brian. Take
Hey.
it away.
I'm Ryan. I'll be playing Noki, the gnomish gunslinger.
Nope, wrong way. Julian.
I am Julian, and I will be playing Milo, the insert race here, Shadow Sorcerer.
Oh.
I am Wesley. I'll be playing Omen, the original White Lighter. Yeah. Yeah. That's it.
Oh.
I explained it last session.
Huh.
Yeah, but that's not
Yeah.
a class.
Get with Molly on that.
You're a wizard, Harry.
And I will be reprising my role as Moldy, the DM, being shown by the beautiful NPC that is Mortimer, who is actually narrating this entire series in retrospective after it has happened.
It's not true.
It's true. All right. Let's go ahead and start off with a most likely very crappy recap, but let's do it. I have my notes from last session, so let's see. All right. So the last session started off with Milo having some kind of weird vision and basically seeing this dark figure approaching. He was standing in the middle of a lake, and there were basically a bunch of dead children, thousands of them at his feet. And the figure did not call him out by name, but he said that he, Milo, was his. Milo awoke to the party, Illigith, Gnocchi, and Omen, after they had just gotten done slaying these two demonic abominations down in this old crypt that they had found under the kind of like royal cathedral to Moradin and in the king's courtyard. They kind of came to. Omen introduced himself. Milo got to talk a little bit. Omen shared some information about where he was from. The important thing being that he is apparently the original White Lighter, and that he had been told to make contact with Illigith, and the rest would flow from there. And he shared a lot more information. I'm sure will come up again in the future. I remember Milo gotten a little bit of a tizzy by lying to Omen, and Omen knows that he lied, so we'll see how that goes.
It won't be a thing, I'm sure.
Illigith's head has imploded from all of the information and things that are happening around him, but he's really happy to have his best bud Gnocchi back.
Woo!
And along with Bjorn, the dwarven prince, they went up to the surface again, remade contact with the current king, Anvar, and they convened, basically having some kind of war council with Klein, the commander of the Silver Serpents, that they haven't seen in a long time, since like Session 7. They haven't seen him. But Gnocchi brought up some kind of cool contraption, this little stone that like created some kind of holographic image of Klein from this stone. And I remember Illigith being really impressed. Yeah. And they kind of talked, formulated their plan, what they were going to do. Klein and Anvar talked a little bit about it, some reparations, some deals they're going to make. Milo brought up the fact that basically Milo was asking about Kronos and this cult, and the response from the Dwarven King was, well, I mean, the cult was a thing like 1,500 years ago, but it wasn't really a thing. And then Soren, he definitely said this in the session. You can go watch it and see. Soren said that, oh yeah, we had actually seen a golem with that cult symbol, the symbol on like a tattered green flag that y'all saw in the crypt. Like on a golem y'all fought on y'all's way into the city. So there's that. So they might actually be active. At least someone is using their symbol. Right, and I believe that's where we ended with the conclusion of this war council. Kind of in the war room with the king, Klein, some Dwarven Kingsguard, and everyone in the party. And Bjorn, of course. All right. Now that crappy recap's out of the way, did I miss anything that y'all remember? I don't think so.
Gnocchi and Milo bonded over making fun of Omen. That's what I remember.
Oh, yeah. They did do that. Oh, and Gnocchi and Soren, I believe, found this note that was talking about some different kinds of experiments that these old dwarves had been doing down here so long ago. And he also found these strange, like, bone-white crossbow bolts with kind of like these runic engravings on them, kind of like an ancient dwarven. And that had been translated to unmake. I remember Gnocchi handed one of the crossbow bolts to Milo, and Milo winced as soon as he grabbed it and dropped it to the ground. So that was fun.
You gotta throw me out like that, Molly.
So that was fun. Let's see. All right. So that is that. Mute the mic so I can clear my throat. Probably be the first of like 20 billion times I do that this session. Okay, guys. Let's go ahead and get into it. This is session 24 of the Illios campaign. Pending title, What is Owed? We start following... What, Ryan? Wait.
Ignore me.
Ignore you? Alright. Okay. We start. Who's doing all that clicking? Calling people out. Who's doing that clicking? Whoever it is should stop. Or mute their mic. Alright. So we start our session following a dwarven soldier as he's fleeing for his life in the streets of the dwarven fort of Bleakstone. He is wheezing, holding a wound in his side as he makes it around the corner of a building, looking over, making sure he wasn't followed by the enemies. Booming sounds of thunder echo all around him, and with each boom he can hear the sounds of his fellow dwarves crying out as they fall. The soldier thinks to himself, "This damn civil war just ended, and now this!" He grasps at his side wound, looking down. The smoldering entry in the chainmail. The words of his commanding officer echo in his mind. "Go! You're the fastest one among us!" He knows what he has to do. Looking again to make sure there are no enemies in the streets, he races to the barracks through the back streets, hoping to Moradin that amongst the chaos he isn't seen. He barely makes it, entering a back room and locking the door behind him in these barracks. The sound of squawking ravens can be heard, panicking at all the noise going on around them. Wheezing, he grabs a piece of paper and starts writing furiously. The capital, the king must know what is happening here. Suddenly there is a loud banging on the door. The lock is beginning to crack. Cursing, the soldier grabs a raven, attaching the note to its leg, letting it fly from an open window. As the bird flies away, the door is busted open, and the dwarf turns to face his enemy. "You're too late, you damn savage! You!" With another boom of thunder and a flash of light, the soldier slinks to the ground, his eyes dead, a smoldering hole in his chest. A large, pale woman dressed in crude leathers walks over to the dwarf's corpse, looking to the squawking birds with a grim expression, but triumphant. Slinging the firearm over her shoulder, she turns to two other Goliath warriors standing in the doorway. "Round up the civilians. Tell the High Chief the day is won." We're going to begin our session with the party back in this war room. Anvar and Klein are discussing further things, further reparations, and y'all are either in the room to continue listening, or you've chosen to leave.
I think Milo would have chosen to leave.
Go get some damn clothes.
Yes, finally.
All right. So Bjorn, who is kind of standing by his father and kind of putting in his 2 cents, and at some points even taking over the conversation, kind of nods to them both, and goes to leave the room. And he actually turns his gaze to Illigith and motions for him to come out of the room with him.
Is there something on your mind?
There is something that must be mentioned to you. Something that we have neglected to tell you up to this point. Come. You can bring your friends if you wish. In fact, I recommend it. It would be good that they know.
Gnocchi! Come, we must go this way. Follow.
Noki is already walking towards you.
Yeah, and so Bjorn just takes y'all two outside. Maybe Omen's still in the room. Maybe Omen has decided to follow them out. What are you doing, Omen?
I'd stay in the room with the other two, I think. The guys who are discussing the strategy.
All right, listening in on everything. Nice. Right, so we got Illigith and Yoki outside the room. Bjorn doesn't take you very far before he kind of turns around and looks at you, Illigith, with kind of a serious expression on his face. What clan do you hail from?
Oh, the Thunuk Avan. It is possible you have not heard of them. They were destroyed several years past.
Bjorn looks at you, continuing with a serious expression as you tell him these words. And he pauses for a moment, and he says, "We know the name Thunuk Avon, Illigith.
Oh,
We know it because the High Chief of the Goliaths, at least last we knew, was part of said clan. They called him...
come again?
They called him the Owl.
Please, you said they call him the Owl.
Yes.
Well,
He was apparently instrumental in leading the Goliath forces against ours when we met in the Dungarn Valley.
and he is also my brother.
This is what I was afraid of. I say afraid of, but this can be used. You know the High Chief. You're his brother. Hopefully he will agree to an audience with you.
Well, he will have no choice.
And Bjorn just kind of cracks a small smile at that. Yes, I doubt he will. As your band going into Dungarn. It's not going to be very easy for them to stop you.
Well, I had thought the entirety of my clan long dead. As interesting as this news may be, though you do not seem happy about it, I am energized. I feel good. Raylock, we are coming for you.
So Raylock is his name. We had only heard his title. Why do they call him the Owl?
Well, you see, we acquire our names, our titles from our feats that craft us into men. And Raylock, you see, he showed great wisdom in his trial. He was to succeed my father. I thought him dead, and it appears he has done exactly what he was raised to do.
Yes. If he was not wise, he wouldn't have been able to do what he did in Dungarn. True to his name, Illios, he caused an avalanche to befall the dwarven forces and slaughtered us.
I am terribly sorry.
It's fine. I know you are different.
Well, I cannot say that Raylock was known for his brutality, much like the rest of my kind are known
No.
for.
According to my father, he tried to broker some kind of trade deal with us a few years back.
Nah, that sounds more like him.
We denied him, of course. But the mistakes of the past are yours to fix. Your group to fix. And he would look to Nyoki as well. And I leave it up to all of you.
I am sure he will see reason. I am glad that you have told me this, and my spirit is raised high this day. I will meet again with my brother. I assure you we will be victorious. Your mother's light guiding the way.
As well as Moradin. If he is as wise as you say and his name suggests, he would be a fool to not bring you in. Anyway, it's been known to me that we have a feast to prepare for.
It would seem.
Let me go make the arrangements. And Omen. I mean, while you're in there, they're basically just talking about, oh well, are you able to take refugees? Oh no, not really. Maybe if you do this, we can. Okay. What's the celestial line looking like? Oh, they haven't moved. They haven't moved into Fahrenheit quite yet. Okay, what are they doing? We're not too sure. Any spy that they send gets killed. And other various things like this, as they're just kind of really just kind of bartering with each other, and they're going back and forth. But yeah, is there anything in particular you would want to say before we cut to the next thing?
So, I mean, I can't go into any specifics,
Yeah.
but Omen being he's basically a master of intelligence in his previous life, right? So I would assume not only that, but is pretty versed in campaign strategies and battle tactics. So he would make points as appropriate, hopefully giving some sort of insight into what type of things that they would be targeting. Like this is how they think, this is what they're going to try to look for a weak spot here, stuff like that. I would, again, because I am me,
Yeah.
I can't really offer anything specific, but he would be kind of making different comments like that.
Yeah, of course.
The thing.
And a lot of the points that you make kind of take Klein and Anvar aback. They just kind of blink. That's brilliant. We had never thought of it like that before, and different things like that. And you're very much doing your parts to ensure that this part of the war effort is succeeding in this moment. This alliance that has been happening. Okay, Milo, you were able to get your clothes. A dwarf does lead you to a room that y'all can be staying in. Really, anyone. And if anyone wants to do anything in their room alone, or maybe they're together, want to talk about something or anything like that before we go to the next scene, now's the time to do it.
I think I'm good.
All right.
Did the clothing also come with just general gear and things like that, like PHP available things?
Yep. Any kind of gear that you would like, any general gear, they're able to bring you and supply you with. Except gold, that doesn't exist.
Heard.
Yep. All right.
It's to be expected. All the best games don't have gold.
All right. So,
That explains yours. And why I have hundreds of thousands of them.
so
I
basically,
wish I could say I'm surprised or hurt, but I'm used to this by now.
all right. So, we won't go into detail, but all of you have a feast that night. It's very merry. You all gather in the main dwarven hall of the palace, pig out, party, have some laughs, and this is probably the last bit of respite y'all are going to get for a pretty long time. And it's during this that wherever Illios and Yoki are, Raymond would actually come up to y'all and to say something. Illios.
Yes, my lad. How
Uh,
fare thee this night?
I'm good. Hello, Commander, Captain. I forgot your rank, Gnocchi. Been a while since I've seen you.
It is just friend. He is friend, Raymond.
Friend Gnocchi. All right. Yeah, sorry. And he's kind of twiddling his thumbs, and in the background, there's probably something being thrown. Dwarven parties are not known for their, subtlety.
Just think
Yeah.
Skellige.
Yeah. And Raymond just kind of looks up at you. I don't think I should go with you, Illigith.
Well, this is nonsense, Raymond. You must see the world.
It's... I mean, it's not that I don't want to, it's just... I'm not a complete idiot. Okay, I know I'm an idiot, but I'm not a complete idiot. I know that wherever I go, these past few months we've been traveling together, I've been nothing but a liability. I know it. You don't. Hey, no, don't say anything. I know it. I know I'm a liability. I know it. I get in the way. If I had a gun, it'd explode. Yeah, I can't fire a crossbow bolt to save my life. I even started an avalanche on our way here. Not an avalanche. Those were like rhino, elephant things. I don't know. Elephants and Illios confirmed. But but yeah. Say I just don't want to get in your way anymore.
Raymond.
Yes.
As Illigith kneels, his giant stature stooping over Raymond. Everyone must at some point in their life learn their place with their companions. You see, the finger of the body is just as important as the ear and the eye, and just as important as its heart.
And a fingernail?
And the fingernail, yes, Raymond.
Yeah, because I'm pretty sure in that analogy, I might be as good as a fingernail.
Listen to me carefully, Raymond. Where did I put that? Illigat turns around, grabbing his rucksack, opening it. Ah, yes, here it is. There will be much more room in here now. As he pulls out Malvadrian's Liberty Hammer. You see, I picked this up as a gift. Malvadrian put it to good use, fighting the good fight. And now I am giving it to you, Raymond.
You're giving me the Liberty Hammer?
Think of it not as a weapon, Raymond. Do not get ahead of yourself. The Liberty Hammer is a symbol. It is a symbol of freedom.
Of liberty?
Yes, that is correct.
I've always wondered why it was called the Liberty Hammer.
Well,
Is there like a
now
part of a
you know.
crossbow that's called a hammer?
I will let Gnocchi explain all of the other details.
Do you know anything about crossbows?
Probably, I do not know. Anyway, that is not the point. Raymond, listen to me. Just as important as other body parts, so is the heart. Now look, I see Illigat points giant finger to Raymond's chest. Right here is the heart in the middle. That is what keeps the spirit alive and keeps us going. You, Raymond, while it might seem you are useless, are very crucial part of our companions. And we need you.
Raymond, he's normally really eccentric and, kind of cowering, bumbling, idiot buffoon, this kind of character. But just kind of in this moment, he just kind of puts his hands where you pointed with your meaty finger. And thank you. Okay, fine. You can't get rid of me that easily. Raymond's here to stay, bitches. That was a little too loud.
Little too loud.
Yeah, you got some dwarves just like looking over, like, what the hell? What's going on over here?
And Raymond, this time, please bring jacket and gloves. Preferably boots.
Yeah, I'll see if I can get that requisitioned. Ah, requisition. I didn't even know I knew that word. All right. Gnocchi, wherever you are. Yeah. Where would you be? What would you be doing?
Enjoying the stew.
Of course you would. Is it your stew?
I did send the recipe to the kitchen,
All right.
but it's not as good as mine.
Yeah. Ilga's probably enjoying that. All right.
If you want the meat, it's very tough.
Well,
They don't know how to cook the rice.
as you're just kind of doing that, I'm drinking this bowl of stew, and you kind of wipe your mouth off if you even do, before moving on to the next one, because we both know that's not your only bowl of stew, and it probably wasn't the first. Next to you is actually Dolgrim, with this same bowl of stew, just kind of pawing at it with a spoon, taking a bite of it. This is your stew, isn't it?
With the bowl to his face, he kind of shakes his head up and down, or nods his head up and down.
Oh, by the dwarven god! We've had to live off my cooking ever since you left. I am under no illusion that it is any good at all. Illigith is nice to me, but I know. I see how Raymond throws up every time I make food. It's hilarious. Probably why he's been getting skinnier these past few months.
Putting the bowl down and wiping his mouth off on his sleeve. He says, I'll fatten Raymond up in no time, and pushes the bowl away and brings in the next one.
Captain Gnocchi. And he kind of salutes. It's good to see you back home. With us.
Taking a breath, he says, it's great to be back. I've missed you.
Yes. And then his look kind of not sours, but he just something kind of comes over his face, like he's thinking about something more serious, and just kind of wondering how to bring it up. My father is missing. And you weren't here when it happened. If anyone remembers, Dalton was actually impersonating Dagrim Mountainbreaker, Dolgrim's father, kind of the right hand of the king. Just to kind of remind everyone of that. And ever since we've found out well, they have not been able to locate him. I don't know why I'm bringing this up. It's supposed to be a party. I don't know. It's been a while since I've seen you, and then I dropped this on you. I'm sorry. Dolgrim is definitely drunk, by the way. Just throwing that out there.
Noki puts down the bowl of stew, half full still. He looks at Dolgrim and pushes, gives him a new mug of ale. What can I do for you? How can I help with this?
Well, I don't really think there's anything you can do. I just wanted you to know that oh, good lord, I'm drunk right now. I'll be in a better headspace. I wanted to let you know everything that was going on, and I wanted to let you know that I will not let it affect me as we move forward. I have been put in charge of leading those rangers, and I will not let them down or you. I just wanted you to be aware.
You've never let me down yet. We will assign someone, or have someone assigned to your father's case to find him.
Thank you.
At this point, they would see Milo enter the room where the feast is. If that's all right.
No, it's not.
Okay.
But yeah, you kind of, yeah, you come in. Milo, I don't think you've ever been in a party, let alone a party like this before.
No.
Like there is mugs of ale and beer flying everywhere. You probably got some vodka in there somewhere that Illios real happy about. There are people body slamming each other, arm wrestling. People are being thrown. It's a dwarven shindig.
My mint!
You hear my mint in the background. Some unfortunate small dwarf is thrown, probably a child. We'll never know. But yeah, that's what you come into after requisitioning all of your things.
Okay. So y'all would see Milo enter. He looks like his eyes are super wide. He's just looking at everything. He's just like, this isn't what I was expecting. I just came for food. And like in his head is what he's thinking. But he is actually clean. His face is no longer as dirty and unkempt as it was before. His hair actually looks to be well kept. And something would strike you as you look at his clothes. Seems very reflective of a certain individual who he recently met. He has a black cloak over over this black tunic, and he has these leather boots, two daggers strapped to a leather a leather little strap around his waist, and he looks pretty dashing, almost as if a more refined version of Omen.
So you're just gonna come out and say it?
He walks over. He looks for Omen. I'm assuming he'll see him somewhere in the mix. And he walks over and he's like, "So, what do you think of my outfit? Put a lot of effort into picking out things."
A fight breaks out behind you. What do you say about my mother, you goddamn buffoon? Come here.
See that conversation is going to be way more interesting than our conversation. So let's just pan over that.
Yeah, they're slugging each other, and then they just go in a big old drunk dwarven hug, and everyone's just looking at them like these idiots.
So I like to think this was a few minutes after the Gnocchi and Dolgrim, and that was actually Dolgrim who was defending his mother's honor.
Beautiful. So, thank you, Lincoln. As you approach Milo, as he's sipping on his wine, he puts it down very gracefully. He takes a look at you, and he says, "Yes, you do certainly seem to look much, shall we say, more refined than your previous attire. Please, have a seat. Join me. Do you like wine?" And without you waiting for your answer, he pours you a glass and puts it in front of you.
No, I would rather not have wine. I could I get. He's fumbling over his words a bit, and he says, "But I suppose it's worth the try." And he picks up a mug and sips it, thinking he should drink it like water, and
Great
it's
choice.
probably not gonna go well.
You see a small smile spread across Omen's face. Yeah, it is a acquired taste wine. It's a bit like bitter water. But Milo, it's good that you're here. I wanted to talk to you about something.
Oh, what
You see,
we're at a party,
you
Wesley.
you and me, my friend, we did not get off on the greatest of terms, shall we say. So I wanted to have this time with you to, I guess, clear the air, because we are allies now, right? We are comrades in arms, so to speak. So it is important that we can trust each other. Would you agree?
A measure of trust is required in a crew that runs together. Yes.
Good, then we are of the same mind. So, my friend, I must be truthful with you. There's something about your magic that greatly it is concerning to me, but I know that you have been through. I don't even know what you've been through. Something quite dark. It's quite harrowing, I'm sure. And so, after talking with the big fellow, he, he basically told me that I should offer you some compassion, which I think is a fair point. And so, if I am going to do this, just clear the air. I know that you are lying about that amulet that you wear on your neck. And I don't care at this point if you tell me. You don't have to. We don't have to pretend like it's not a lie. I'm not asking you for answer right now, but I hope in the days that come you will give me an answer of where you got that amulet from. When you trust me, because trust is earned. It is not just freely given, or it shouldn't be at least. So I will extend to you a small measure of trust, as you put it, a working relationship at least. And he extends out his gloved hand to meet your gloved hand. Do you wear black gloves?
Yep.
Yeah, you do. You bitch.
He reaches out his hand and grasps your hand and says, "Once I learn more of of you and your goals, I will and am able to trust more. I will be willing to share more."
I'm glad to hear it. But this is a party, so let us put such unpleasant things behind us and join our soon-to-be companions.
This is normal, by the way. And he says, he looks at his nose like, is this, I assumed this is what people wear. You're really the only one who kind of looks like me. So I just assumed this was what I should ask for.
Yep, no, it looks good. Damn it. It looks, may I even say, a touch more refined than me. Damn it. To be
Good.
fair,
I
this
really
is the
wasn't
clothes
sure.
I
I
wore
had no idea what I should be
thousands of
wearing.
years ago.
Like I
That
said,
looks good.
my fashion sense is from a very long time ago.
Oh,
So I just
mine as well.
copied whatever was available.
Oh man, Milo! Oh, I see you have joined the party.
Yes.
Where am I supposed to get more of this, by the way? It doesn't last quite as long as water generally does for me.
It does that, yes. There's a pretty little dwarf thing over there. Thing is the wrong word. I'm still adjusting to this dialect.
Please, bring more wine. You two, come, please. We are celebrating over here.
Yes.
Oh man, you stupid son of a bitch! Her name is
I beg your
Delilah.
pardon, sir. Delilah.
Delilah.
And I know this gentleman who is speaking to me in such manner. Yes? Is it Dolgrim?
Yes, Dogger.
Yes. My apologies. My inebriated compatriot.
No, don't worry. And he pats you on the back really, really hard.
He winces.
It's fine. You're
Yes.
feeling it, Julia.
Oh no!
Am I feeling a dance montage coming on?
More stew! More ale!
And more vodka! Yeah! Raymond says. And then falls over. He is unconscious. He had one drink. He didn't even finish it.
All right. So, I have a question for you, Molly.
Yeah, what's up?
Are there torches in this room?
Of course.
Interesting,
Not anymore.
interesting. And braziers of fire, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm
Interesting.
scared now.
All right. So, surrounding in a 60-foot aura around Milo, the flames kind of are almost dancing with the music and changing colors, and this becomes a rave. As in, like, the music's the music is affecting the way the flames look. Some of them become brighter, dimmer, and they're changing colors. And he's just going along with it. And at this point, he has if there is a group dancing together, then he would join that group with much enthusiasm.
There is definitely some dancing. These dwarves are too drunk to even question why the flames on the torches are dancing. And they're just going along with it to the beat of this music. This is the best party. This is the first party they've had since the Civil War. And they are going at it.
Dolgrim, I tell you again, this is not a good idea. Please, get off the floor. I am not going to kick you across the room like a ball.
Oh, but Gnocchi said it was a good idea.
Gnocchi!
I go flying into the wall. I get
it is
I
not
get
a
10
good idea for
points.
you. Gnocchi, now, that is a gentleman I will kick. Please, Gnocchi, roll this way.
Doki lets on his side. You calling him over. He looks over to the servant next to him and grabs 2 fresh bowls of stew, keeping them both for himself as he makes his way over.
Now, everybody, clear the area. Omen, Milo, watch this. Hold my beer. So the kid grabs the gnome. And attempts to kick him across the room like a ball.
make a
I don't know my dice.
just make an athletics check.
Can I contest?
I mean, he's gonna go flying either way, but give me an athletics check.
would it be a dick move to open a dimension door right into the place where he kicks it,
What the?
asking for a friend?
Oh my god! What?
I dodge it.
All right, that's a. Let me add my modifier. That's like a 21, I think.
Can I dodge it?
Hold on.
If
I
you
thought
want
you were
to,
doing this voluntarily.
if you want to try,
I have a plus 12. I rolled a 24 athletics.
I don't get kicked across the room voluntarily.
roll me in acrobatics or athletics.
Alright. 16 on the die. Plus 9, 25.
No!
Illigith, Gnocchi just barely rolls out of the way as you kick with such force. How inebriated are you right now, you think?
I mean, Illigith holds his own pretty well, to
All
be
right.
honest. I mean, I don't know. He's probably fine, but he's had a lot of ale in an attempt to be somewhat inebriated.
Yeah, so he makes the kick, and you lose balance a bit, but you don't fall over, and Yoki's just kind of on the ground after having dodged the kick.
How far did he go?
He went to the sky. I think I see him in the brazier. Oh, he wears that red hoodie. It looks like he's on fire. That's probably not good. You should help him out.
I think I will help you out instead, friend.
Yeah. And it's at this point in the feast that there is a horn is blowed just to get everyone's attention, kind of at the front of the room, and you can see both Anvar and Bjorn there at kind of the head of this table, and Anvar say, "My people, thank you for coming here tonight to have a night of revelry that we have not had in so very long with our new friends and heroes." And do a gesture over to y'all's group, or y'all just going insane. And amidst this night of revelry, I have an announcement to make. I, Anvar Ironhelm, hereby abdicate the throne to my son, Bjorn Ironhelm. The ceremony will take place tomorrow on the morn. I trust that all of you idiots will be sober by then.
Hip hip! Hooray!
Hooray!
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, and Bjorn is just kind of standing there, chest puffed out, is like genuine smile on his face. But you get the feeling from looking at him, the smile isn't on his face from being announced that he is now going to be the new king. But he's looking around the room and he's seeing these dwarves who have been fighting each other, spilling each other's blood, instead spilling ale and laughing together and dancing in this firelight. And you see his eyes start to water a bit. He is truly happy. All right. And now, the next morning. Who needs to make... Who's drunk enough to make a con save?
Whew,
Raise
22.
your hand.
Dolgrim.
All right. Yeah, Talker for sure. He's making... Good thing dwarves have advantage, because he would have super disadvantage on that. All right. You fine, Yoki? I'm assuming you're fine, Omen.
Of course.
All right. Let me find this. Where is it? All right. It is the next morning. All of the dwarven people of Marangol have been called once again before the massive cathedral. Sup, Astro? Before the cameo from our good buddy Astro. Look at him, he's so cute. And River. And River. They're both going to be present for the coronation. All right. But yeah, everyone is gathered in the main square of Marangol in front of this grand cathedral to Moradin. And atop the steps where y'all last were, when Bjorn and Anvar declared the war was over and that an alliance would be made with the Silver Serpents and the Free Folk of the South. You are all up there with them, sitting in chairs in the back as guests of honor to witness this moment in Dwarven history. Anvar stands next to Bjorn on this platform, taking the sacred hammer that he used before and banging it on this adamantine pedestal. As the sound resounds throughout Marangol above the sounds of the howling, blistering wind that is ever present here, so high up in the mountains. Anvar speaks after the crowd is silenced. My people, while we may have hardened our resolve and our hearts for the conflict yet to come, it would be foolish of me to neglect the fresh scars that we still bear. Dwarven blood has been spilled on this land. The blood of our fathers, mothers, brothers, and sisters. Blood that has cried out to all of us in the hopes that the madness might one day stop. Blood that is on my hands. When I took this throne from my father before me, I swore to you the oaths that I would uphold the tenets of the All-Father Moradin, that I would lead and protect you through any storm that might pass over us and seek to destroy us. In this, I have failed you more than any of my ancestors before me. For this, I can never atone. But there is one thing I can do. Gladly welcome the end of my reign. Bjorn Ironhelm, step forward. And Bjorn, dressed in the finest dwarven silks. Actually, no, fuck that. He is in fine dwarven royal king's armor, is what he is in right now. Standing up. It's Anvar that's in those silks. And Bjorn overlooks his people, nods to them, and then turns to his father. And nods. Anvar speaks. Bjorn Ironhelm, do you swear to uphold the tenets of the All-Father, even if devils might whisper into your ear? Bjorn replies, It is my oath. Do you swear to lead with courage and valor, to be steadfast despite the coming storms? It is my honor. do you swear to watch over your people, to serve them, and protect them beyond even your last breath? It is my vow. The words have been spoken for Moradin and for all the people present here today. I hereby abdicate and crown Bjorn Ironhound king and protector of the Dwarven realm. Long may he reign! Kind of pounds the hammer on that pedestal, the sound reverberating, the Dwarven crowd goes wild. Bjorn takes Anvar places the crown upon Bjorn's head, and he overlooks his people, kind of raising his hands and looking to everyone. And it is here now that I make my first decree as king. These heroes behind me, they are to go out. They are to go out and make peace with the savages to the north, enlist their aid, and bring them into the alliance with the free folk and the dwarven people of Targenstal. They will go now, and we together will stand against the Celestial Imperium. My second decree: the Imperium shall fall under the weight of our hammers and of dwarven blood and dwarven fury and justice. Like in the crowd there. And my axe, you motherfucker. I hate you so much. Oh. Just. And on that note, friends and heroes, step forward, kind of beckoning for Illios, Omen, Yoki, and Milo to step forward. It is here now, before they go, that I would wish to show the appreciation of the dwarven people of Targenstal for all of their efforts, even though it can never be repaid. We will do our best to try. The one known as Illios, the Lionheart, step forward.
Where's the music?
Yep.
Where's the music?
Get the music. I don't have any music. I don't have any prepared, but you can get some music. You can try. All right. So Illios, assuming you step forward and fall off the platform. No. Right. To you, Illios.
And he kneels before the king and the crowd in a display of humility, so as not to loom over them.
To you, Illios, I present to you this. And you see, kind of on the platform, two dwarves are carrying this magnificent, beautifully crafted plate armor. Crafted from the dwarven adamantine, shining from the sun's glint. This set of armor was once worn, and don't worry, it has been fitted for you by Ulfric Harold Hammer, a hero of the dwarven people of past, leading us to great victory and conquest. I present this to you, a gift for all you have done. Please adorn the armor.
Illios raises both of his arms, dropping his breastplate, and revealing the wrappings across his chest. I would be honored, King Bjorn. Molly? Oh.
Crap! Alright, I was muted. Damn it! What was the last thing I said?
I dropped my armor and I said I would be honored.
Damn it! Right. Okay. Damn it! It was so good. All right.
Oh.
Okay. The two dwarves. It's okay. We'll roll. The two dwarves come up and help you put on this armor. Logan, this is adamantine dwarven plate. While wearing this armor, any critical hit against you becomes a normal hit. Its base AC is 18. And while wearing this armor, you gain advantage on all strength checks. This includes strength ability checks and athletics checks to being forcefully moved. Since the enemies seem to always want to put you on your ass. There you go.
Booyah.
Yep. And as that armor is adorned upon you, you standing there in all your glory.
Yeah, they strap it in, on my arms and shoulders and waist. And Illigith stands from where he was kneeling and addresses the dwarven people. I, Illigith, the Lion Heart. I will unite the dwarven people with those in the mountains, the so-called half-giants. I do vow to do this on this day. And he turns to King Bjorn. Thank you, friend. I will make good use of it.
See that you will, Lionheart. And he and he motions for the next person. Friend of Illigith, hero to the free folk. Gnocchi, come forward.
Loki steps up.
Illigith has told me much about you, Gnocchi. Your fiery temper, your way with words, Oh, and by the way, and by what we all saw last night, your ability to eat stew upon stew upon stew that would make any dwarven mother proud. And that is one of the best compliments we may give to a gnome such as yourself. Our races might have had our differences in the past, but you are welcome here among the dwarves. Your beard even has some of ours beat. You hear some chuckling in the crowd. You see some dwarves looking down like, is he talking about me? Checking their beard. Gnocchi, I have been informed of your talents, and thus I present this to you. These arbalist goggles once belonging to Ognar Coppereye, who led our rangers to great victory time and time again. May you use it in the coming fight. And so, Ryan, these are called, I call them goggles of the arbalist.
Uh-huh.
You gain a +2 bonus to damage rolls while using ranged weapons. The second thing, when you're ready.
Yep.
Okay. You have advantage on wisdom perception checks that rely on sight. In conditions of clear visibility, you can make out details of even extremely distant creatures and objects as small as 2 feet across.
You say that last part again? In clear visibility, what?
Yeah, in clear visibility, you can make out details of even extremely distant creatures and objects as small as 2 feet across. So basically, you got binoculars. These goggles will let you see with perfect clarity at far distances. Something that a ranger might definitely need. A dwarven ranger might definitely need. Anything you want to say?
He takes them in his hand and he inspects them, kind of holds them up to his eyes, sees this sight, this enhanced sight that he now has. Something he hadn't really thought of before. These are crafted by some of the best craftsmen. He does a shake his hand.
Bjorn, yeah. Bjorn would definitely shake it, and he would say, "As it should be. We all know that dwarves are better craftsmen than gnomes. In this, my friend, I jest."
As they're shaking hands, he goes to the bow for the first time. He respects Born a whole lot more than his father. And in the middle of the bow, he looks him in the eye and stands back up.
Bjorn laughs. A hearty laugh.
He gives him a wink and a nod and backs into his spot.
Milo! Step forward. Yep.
All right.
Yep, you.
Milo steps forward. Very, very cautiously.
Oh, yeah. He's like, oh, God. In front of this giant-ass crowd, the whole city of Marangol looking at you right now. Milo, I have not known you long. In fact, I met you just a couple of days ago. But I saw, even through my possession, the skills that you possess, and the magic that you are capable of. I know that your efforts contributed to that battle down there in the crypts, and that you had tried your best to end that fight and save our lives. For that, I thank you from the bottom of my black dwarven heart. To this I present to you and some dwarves would bring up. They look like finely crafted bracers, but as you kind of take hold of them, Milo, you feel a kind of tingle. These bracers are magical. There's something about them. You don't know what they do, but Julian knows because Julian. Oh wait, I didn't give the thing. These are the war bracers of the cleric Baldur Stormfist, chosen of Moradin, who, like those before him, I'm sensing a pattern here, led our people to greatness, and spoke the word of Moradin to all that would hear it. Julian.
Ye.
These are bracers of the war cleric. While wearing these, you gain a +1 to your armor class and a +1 to all your saving throws. And these bracers act as a ring of spell storing, where you can store up to 7 spell slots. Meaning, of course, a 3rd level spell would take up 3 of those slots. Is what I mean. Just to clear that up. Yes, a sorcerer's dream. I won't say what's in the chat right now because they're gross. All right. Would you like to say anything, Milo?
Thanks.
Perfect. Bjorn pauses for a second, just kind of stares at you, and laughs a hearty laugh, and just kind of pats you on the back, almost pushing you off the platform. But you stand your ground, and do not die a horrible death. Omen! And yes, that is his name. Step forward.
He steps forward.
Everything that I have said of Milo, I could also say of you. Love you, Wesley.
And so I will.
But there are a few more things that I can add. Your presence in the war room and our council has led to achievements of great strategic import. Your ideas and suggestions will craft the war effort as it goes forward between the new alliance, between the free folk and the dwarves of Targenstal. For this, and he kind of steps forward and talks a bit more quietly to you, not booming, but just says it. I'm just staring
What does
at
he
you.
say?
Yes. Yes. Yes, sorry. He says, And given your heritage, where you come from, we thank you. Please lead us to the coming fight.
I will
Omen.
bow graciously. Okay, just kidding. Sorry. Continue.
No, okay, yeah, you bow graciously. He accepts it. He nods. Omen. To you, I present this. And some dwarves bring before you a cloak. A cloak as black as night.
Good.
And you grab it. And you think to yourself, huh, this is a magical cloak. And you can feel, yeah. Yeah. And you can feel the magic coursing through this thing. Illusion magic, in fact. And Omen, and he would say, to this cloak, we are actually unaware as to the dwarf that wore this, but that is of necessity. For you see, whoever wore this cloak was to be unseen and unknown amongst even our people, doing what must be done.
Okay.
For the good of the dwarven people. Wesley?
Mm-hmm.
I call this Cloak of the Shadow Daggers. While you're wearing this cloak, enemies have disadvantage to attack you while you are wearing it. If you take damage, this property ceases to function until the start of your next turn.
Okay.
All right. Yep. And Bjorn say, thank you all once again for what you have done. There is one face that you do not see among these four today. Two, in fact. The first one, Soren, son of Severus, as you had seen him before. Well, as I now know of Soren, he is not one to seek the limelight when he could be doing what is best for his people and for the war effort. He has accepted a position with Commander Klein of the Free Folk to journey in to celestial territories so that he might gather intel on what those devils are planning for us. He did not wish to be spoken of, but I will speak for him regardless. He is a great friend and a great hero, and I pray that he will find everything that he is looking for in those treacherous lands, so that he may help us. The last face who is not here, one who I spoke of before. You know him as the Martyr of Serenity, Malvadrian von Silas, who was slain by the celestial devil, Gareth Dalton. Together here we honor his memory and what he stood for. Freedom, liberty, justice, He will be a symbol of the coming alliance. And we will not forget him and his contributions. Malvadrian von Silas, and he would salute. We salute you, and you will never be forgotten. Your service to the dwarves will remain forever in our history. And as I'm sure, the history of Illios to come. Long live the Alliance! Long live the Dwarven people! Down with celestial tyranny! These heroes shall go forth! Let us send them out with a bang! Slams the hammer down on the pedestal. The dwarves go crazy. Bjorn steps away from the front, and he says to all of you, "Thank you, my friends, truly, for everything you have done. I did not think I would ever get to see my people like this again. Accomplish your mission and come back victorious."
We will, Bjorn, for it is in our blood.
It is in your blood, and I believe it is already written in the stone itself. All of you only need to see it through to fruition. And as y'all are stepping away from this, the dwarves are cheering behind you, still going crazy. You hear someone running up the steps very quickly, almost tripping over himself, kind of out of breath. I'm running up. He says, "Oh, my king, I have an urgent message." Message? What message? It is from Bleakstone. The half-giant savages have taken it over. They have taken Bleakstone. And that is why we will take our break. So, yeah, let's go take a break. And I'll
You
get
could just end it there, Molly. Just period.
Oh, y'all want to end it? All right. Yeah,
No, I mean like. Just
yeah. Well, yeah, we're taking a break. Go get some water. Go get whatever you need. I know I'm getting some water. And we'll be back in, I'll say 5 minutes. It'll probably be 10 minutes, but I will try to be back in my seats. Yeah. I'll
2 for 10.
Yep. Let's go for it.
Hey, Molly. So,
My voice box hurts.
Molly, I just want you to know that in the basement right now, it's below 60 degrees and it's beautiful.
I just want to let you know that I hate you.
Mm.
That's why I almost pushed you off the platform, but I didn't. Let me actually read the chat because I didn't read any of it while I was doing all that. Milo obligated take a level in cleric. Yeah, everything after "and my axe," I didn't say anything. Damn it, I didn't even realize that I'd used the name Ulfric. Oh no. Whatever, it's fine. Dimeridium?
No idea.
The hell is that? Logan
Yeah,
put
you
it in
said
the
you
chat.
gave the mage bracers, and I said they were dimeridium.
Whatever that is.
Nullify magic in The Witcher.
Ah,
In other words, he would have felt really bad.
rip. Italian chicken and green beans with bacon. Yes, it was very good. Was Ryan gone during some of that? I remember he said time to take a
I don't
break.
think
You need to
so.
take Astro out. Okay, good.
Yeah, I don't think he left.
All right. Well, so we will wait for Ryan to get back, and then we will go off. I'm already enjoying myself infinitely more than I was last session, so glad for that. Hopefully, y'all feel the same.
I mean, I enjoyed myself last session, but
Yeah.
Molly, it's going great.
Yeah. I'm glad you enjoyed it, Julian. I was like super down on myself about it for like a week.
that seems a bit silly.
Yeah, it is, but that's how I operate.
Maybe don't.
Yep, it's time for some. Now that Milo and Omen have, aren't
Well,
enemies anymore, aren't sworn. Well, okay, they're not sworn enemies. That's fair to say?
well, I'm kidding.
I go so far as to say frenemies.
What about rivals, which is just a kind way of saying enemies?
I think that's a kind way of saying frenemies.
Can I kick you from the chat? Does that work?
No, you can't actually. I can kick you
That's,
though.
Bring it.
I can actually mute you.
Bring it.
Hey Ryan.
You can unmute me.
Yeah, I can mute you and unmute you.
Wow,
I have
that could
the
be
power.
highly unfortunate if you thought you were muted and then the host unmuted you and then.
Yep.
Yep.
Oh, so yeah, if the guests mute themselves, I can't unmute them because that would be silly. That would be too much power in the hands of one man.
You're not a man. You're a host.
Hangout, you could unmute. I think you can turn your cameras on and off too.
Too much power.
Yeah.
Can you Google?
Too much power.
Why it failed.
All right. Let's see. Get my phone back out.
Look at my group me, Molly.
Yeah, I'm looking at it right now.
No.
Nice. Let me look at that real quick. All right. Okay. I will deal with that at a later date.
So you're saying no combat this session?
I will deal with that at a later date.
I'm offended, Moldy. I thrive off of combat.
All right. Right. So I have been informed that we need to end the session in like it'd be good if the session ended in like an hour, a little under an hour. So we should be fine for that, based on what I have. All right. Everyone good? You all right, Wesley? You good?
I'm good enough.
Good enough. All right. Let me switch to my actual notes. All right. So, just to kind of set the scene, you are all now in the main hall, or rather the king's chambers, where y'all went to go speak to Anvar. When I say you all, Illios, whenever you first got here, you went to go speak with Anvar in chains, and you're in there now. And Bjorn is just kind of pacing back and forth with his new crown and this armor of his, and Dolgrim kind of stands at the ready with these Dwarven Rangers beside him, kind of looking grim between everyone. And Bjorn would say, "Read me that note again. What exactly does it say? One more time." And the Dwarven messengers say, "Of course, it's very scrawled. He was likely trying to write it in a hurry. But what he was able to get, Bleakstone has fallen. Bleakstone has fallen to the half-giants. Don't know other settlements. They have firearms. They have guns." "Yes, thank you." And he would look, Bjorn is kind of at a loss hearing this, and there's just kind of been like a silent fury behind his eyes. "Gnocchi, you were one of the ones who helped create these guns. Am I correct in saying this? You and your guild."
Yes.
"How do they have guns? How do those savages..." I kind of looks at Illios. "I'm sorry. Those Goliaths, how do they have guns?"
Would Noki know anything about this?
You have no freaking idea. All you know is that... all you know is that way back when, Yoki, when, in order to save Hequith's life, you gave guns over to Dalton for the Celestials to use. Way back when, that's the last thing you remember of, like, guns being in the hands of any kind of enemy.
The Dwarves were making guns too, right?
No.
They weren't.
They were trying to, but they could never get it. They could never figure it out.
And Noki knows that they couldn't figure it out.
Yes.
Alright. Noki would reply. As far as I know, the gnomes have been the only manufacturers of guns. I do know that the Celestials have gotten their hands on them before. I do not know if others making them or reproducing them, or the ability to. I would assume only the dwarves would be able to do that, and they failed to do that, to be honest.
I assure you no dwarves under my command or any that I am aware of have been able to reproduce firearms in the way that you gnomes can. Although we have tried.
So, and that would leave this one, the best of my knowledge.
How would they even get these guns to them? They haven't moved past the border.
You've seen,
Teleportation?
just about to say, you've seen the way Dalton can teleport in and out.
I wish Soren was still here. He knew more of this, but from what I remember, he said that it wasn't something that Dalton could do. It wasn't something the Celestials could do in great quantities. Only small numbers, and it took vast amounts of resources to even accomplish.
The last time I saw Dalton, he had fucking 60 guys with him.
It doesn't line up with what Soren told me. I believe you, but it doesn't line up.
Illios was there too. Neither one of them how it worked. That's just what we saw. It could be something else. Could have been a trick all along.
Illigith, you know nothing of anything.
I believed my tribe to be dead. We crafted things from sticks and from stone, rarely iron. The gun, as you call them, gnocchi, it is not something they could ever manufacture. But who is to say that there are more than 2 or 3? The note is not descriptive enough.
Yes, he likely only had time to write those few words, as scribbled as it is. There are also flecks of blood on the note. He was likely dying. That he was able to get that note to us at all. I wish I knew his name.
Is this outpost on our way?
Yes.
We'll be
Please.
stopped by. I
Say again?
said we will be sure to stop.
Yes.
I will leave you one of my stones for communication.
Thank you.
Word on what we find.
One of the stones that showed Klein.
Are they all? Is that signature line, or is it just that one?
They're not all like that. There is the ones that you have are more rudimentary, quote unquote. You can speak through them, and you're able to.
Not this one here. This is one of the first models. I didn't have time to wait to get more. You can speak through it, but there will be no visual.
All right. If only we had these things. It had to have taken a day, maybe more for that raven to get here. Bleakstone is 3 days' travel from here down the mountain. It's one of our farming settlements. Fortified, of course.
Bjorn,
Yes.
this attack changes nothing. I am sorry for your loss of people, but our plan continues the same.
Illigith, I understand it must be so. I will be lenient. I want nothing more than to send the full might of the dwarves on them right now. You know
And
this.
you know that would leave you wide open. You are
Yes.
no fool.
I am no fool. I agree. It is what I want. The mission stands. But I would ask that you go by Bleakstone on your way to the Goliath. And with this sending stone, sure, we'll call it that. And this sending stone, you will be able to send me information immediately. Yes, that is how it works.
Yes. You can communicate with others.
Right. Go to Bleakstone. Tell me what has happened there. They said they have taken the city. I want to know in what numbers what has been done to Bleakstone. Are my people safe? I want to know all of these things and any others that you can come up with. How many guns do they have? Any other kind of weapons that these, if the Celestials gave it to them, what they would have.
Yeah, Illios is going to place a Goliath-sized hand on Bjorn's shoulder. We will get you this information. But fear not. This is not all lost. There will be justice. Your alliance changes nothing. In light of justice.
Yeah, and he's just kind of silent for a second. Illios, I hope your brother is as wise as you say he is. Because at this moment I do not believe it.
I need
pray
you
you-
not to believe, Bjorn, but instead to be patient.
This cannot be known to the Dwarven people. And he looks to everyone. This information will not travel out of this room. If they know, if my people know that they've been attacked, this plan for peace will immediately shatter. And he looks at the Kingsguard, looks at Dolgrim, looks to Roger, could probably be in there. Go, my friends. Go to Bleakstone. Just 3 days down the northern path. It is 2 days out from Goliath territory. This is the farthest they have ever come in. They have never raided this far before, much less taken a city. I fear for the settlements before it. Go. Dolgrim will know the way. If there is not any other questions you would ask me, or anything you would like to say to me, my friends, you are dismissed.
Until we meet again.
Yes. Until we meet again. And it is at this point that the Rangers would start to go out of the room. one thing that was not discussed, y'all would like to take the same amount of Rangers in light of everything?
I mean, I think we were already taking more.
Okay. I believe the amount of Rangers that were coming along were 12. More can be had if y'all wish. Under Dahlgren's command.
What's the normal size?
Yeah, of a troop.
A troop would be that 12. It's the size that Roderick had when he was leading y'all into Marangol.
Anything larger would cause an alarm.
Okay.
Or be less efficient.
All right.
Yeah.
I wanted to ask because y'all technically did have that at y'all's disposal. If y'all wanted it. Yeah. I know it's weird to kind of ask this now, but if there is any kind of weapon or like armor or just like anything like that, any random stuff from the PHB that you would like to get, you can add it. Sure. You can add it to your inventory. You will be able to requisition it, so you can do that if you so choose.
5 mortar and pestles.
Nice.
I would like 6.
Should have asked for 6.
We should
need
get
a
some
6
healing
one.
potions though, just so that way we're not,
Yeah, that would make a lot of
Yeah.
sense.
we only have one healer, so if he goes down, the rest of us will be a tad bit screwed as to get him back up again.
All right. So
Yeah, and I'm not really an in the moment healer either. I'm kind of an after the fact.
I will say
much, yeah.
this. I'll say this. Every one of you would be able to get 3 normal healing potions. Every one of you will get 3 normal healing potions, and each one of you will also get 1 greater healing potion. So that's 4 potions in total, 3 normal and 1 greater.
For the greater, is that 44 plus 4?
I believe so, yes.
Okay, that's the next step.
What's up?
I said that's the next step up. So
Yeah.
I know greater was the next step.
Is there another step above greater?
I think there's all the way there.
There's nothing above greater?
Superior.
Superior, is that 8d4? Or what is that? 6d4?
I can look right now.
Yeah, I have no idea.
So there's superior, then there's supreme. Superior is 8d4. Supreme is 10d4.
Okay.
First 10d4 plus 20
Correct.
instead of the
Yeah.
84 plus 8 or 44 plus 4.
Okay.
Yeah, supreme is like rare, super rare.
Yeah.
So it's very rare.
Yeah, so with that, let me say this. Instead of the regular healing potions, y'all will have 3 greater and 1 superior.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we'll say that. Y'all are level 11. Y'all got some hit points on you. I got some hit points on you now. So just go ahead and make that change.
All right. Do you want me to run by you the stuff I get? Or are you good if it's PHB and not super ridiculous?
If it's PHB and not super ridiculous, I should be fine. If there's something that you think is questionable, you can text me about it.
Okay.
Or put it in the chat or whatever.
I have 14 gold pieces.
No, it's too much. You got to get rid of that.
Wait, gold is technically in the PHB.
I've been deceived. I've been outplayed. I've been bamboozled. I've been played like a damn fiddle. Yeah. Yeah. So that's good. Does anyone have So I'm saying this because I remembered that y'all got like 2 bolts, like these 2 magical bolts. Does anyone want a dwarven crossbow? Like it was one of those cool crossbows that can like it can shoot like a. I'm sorry, I'm like mind
Like a
blanking.
grapple.
Yeah, like a grappling hook kind of thing. Attach it to something. The dwarven rangers use it. If y'all would like one of those for those bolts.
My sheet. I simply had it still.
Yeah.
Well, since I took mine from Soren.
Gotcha. Oh, I guess that's also another thing. Before Soren left, he would have left this with y'all. Gareth Dalton's rapier. Or not rapier. Gareth Dalton's saber, the one he used to kill Mal.
Smelt it.
No, I need a rapier.
Yeah, it is a. Yep. Just throw this out there as a +3 rapier.
What the frick?
I need
And-
a rapier.
Yep, it's a +3 rapier, and y'all do, and this is way back,
Golly.
and this is way back when. But do y'all remember, everyone but Julian, when y'all fought Tornjaw and Dalton showed up? That was that giant knoll, and Dalton showed up, thrust his rapier inside it, and it like absorbed the essence. Y'all remember that?
Yeah.
Yeah, so just throwing that out there. If y'all want to do anything with that.
I need a rapier. Psst. I need a rapier.
What are you saying, Ryan?
Said you're not going to be in melee.
Oh,
Oh, yeah, that's what you think.
The goal is to keep you out of melee.
yeah. So that rapier is up for grabs if y'all want it.
It's already on my character sheet. Don't worry, Molly.
Gotcha.
Soren gave it specifically to me. Don't you remember this last session?
Oh yeah.
Soren was pissed at you that you damaged him. He'd never give it to you.
But
Yeah,
Ryan.
so,
That is literally the first +3 item we've ever had in 5e.
yep.
I've ever had.
Yep. And of course Dalton had it. But yeah, y'all have that in y'all's
That
possession.
bastard.
Y'all can. Yeah, right. Y'all can argue about who would get it. It's looking like it's between Yoki and Milo here, but y'all can talk about it.
Illios
y'all-
wants it.
They all have it. All
Again.
right. Add another one into the mix. All right. So, anything else y'all would want to do or say before leaving Maringol?
Can we fight like a pack of goblins? Just
Yes.
for funsies.
Let's go save Dobrin's father.
Where
Side
is he?
quest.
We need
Take
to
the-
level up before we go and beat these guys.
Take the
I agree.
side.
Molly, you can agree with that, right? We're on
Yeah.
Nightmare.
We need to grind.
Take the side quest. The blight is nigh, and you see this random guy before y'all leave. Yes, I have a proposal for all of you. If you would take it up. You
Yeah,
I
see,
will drink from this chalice.
I need you to delve into an ancient ruin where I have heard this
You had to
item
get
of great import is hidden, and if you could take it to me, I will give you. And whenever he says gold, it's just static. Oh yeah.
Molly, I need combat.
Mm.
I have so many cool things I want to do.
You think you're gonna fight in my D&D game?
Molly!
You think you're gonna fight in my D&D game?
Theater of the mind.
There's no
Julian.
Theater
gold.
of the mind requires combat for it to be a theater.
There's no gold. There's no battles. There's only talking and roleplay and happiness and sadness and anything in between.
How did I die?
It's not a battle.
Yes, that's not battle. Alright. So, y'all leave Maringol, and unlike last time, y'all go out the front door. instead of going in a back way because, Dahlgrim was sneaking y'all in. Not Dahlgrim. Roderick
Are you
was sneaking
sure?
y'all in.
Malvadrian always told us to hit it from the back.
He's gone now. So it no longer applies. But yeah, y'all leave out. Y'all leave out the front door.
It'll be up to Raymond to remind us of that.
Yeah, right. And these massive doors open. There's like this big freaking chain mechanism. As these doors are opened a little bit to allow y'all to pass through, and y'all just kind of look just above y'all at this freaking 200-meter adamantine wall that surrounds the entire city of Marangol. Just in case you had forgotten that was a thing.
Like every
Seems
ounce of
a bit
adamantine that they
excessive.
ever mined out of this mountain.
Damn Skippy. And I'm never saying that again.
Please don't.
Right. Y'all leave out the way, and Dolgrim says, looking at the sky, Bleakstone is down the mountain. It'll be less cold, less prone to blizzards where we're going. We might
Raymond
actually...
looks down at his giant overcoat, giant boots, and like quadruple layered gloves.
Come on, man! I just got ready for the... Calm down, you idiot. It's still going to be cold. There's still going to be snow. We'll just see a little bit of green. Okay? Okay. And all the rangers are like, what? Yeah. And Dolgrim says, pointing to a different passage through the rock, let us go. And you go.
And you go, and you go, and you go.
And you go. On your way to Bleakstone. The farming fortified settlement that has been taken over by the half-giant
Gnolls.
savages. Yes.
Those
Gnolls.
gnolls.
Yes.
I knew it.
Remember to pick them up.
And so you travel. And it takes 3 days to get there, guys.
Nothing happens.
3 days later.
It takes 3 days. So end of the first day, y'all are still close enough to like Dwarven, like whatever, to be fine. So I'm not really going to call for anything. The second day, what greets you is a light snow. You know, definitely not a blizzard. This is actually pleasant. Illigith, you might feel a little bit warm. And Raymond's feeling just fine. But y'all get through that day. Just fine. And night, as are kind of along the road here, I would like y'all to... Well, who's taking watch, if there are any watches here?
I never sleep. The night is mine.
It's like his entire tent is like pulled in.
Yeah.
As it is like exhaled.
Yeah. All right.
He's, by the way, Illigith's feet are like sticking out of his tent. Like
yeah.
probably from the knee down.
Yep. The two moons of Illios, which y'all could name if y'all wanted to in the chat. The 2 moons of Illios shine down on you, kind of illuminating this night with this still pleasant snowfall. And a Milo, you're around this campfire if y'all would have one or not. That's up to you. And you're just kind of looking around. Y'all got tents set up. Omen, did you do anything special? This isn't exactly your way of life that you're used to. You're not used to this kind of life.
Yeah. I don't really sleep from like in tents, you know. I don't know what he does. Nothing worth commenting on.
Yeah,
Let's
nothing
just,
worth
we'll move on. We'll move on.
You know, Omen, you probably don't sleep.
Yeah, we'll go with that.
Yeah. So yeah, y'all are there. Let's say, Milo, do it. make that perception check. I guess you too, Omen, since you're
That
awake.
was that's a 1, a 2 minus 1.
All right. Starting off strong. How about you, Omen? Papistote.
E. Say it.
Let me.
You
Say
also,
it.
it's papasote, not papisote.
Whatever. It's fine. They understand.
I said papistote because that was what was written.
I was correcting Wesley, not you, Moldy.
Yeah.
Yeah, let me retype it then.
They're also separate words.
Okay. All right. You got a 1.
So,
Omen. Can you make your check if you're actively taking watch? I know you're awake. You know whatever's going on in chat
Damn it.
right now. It's something. But
I
yeah.
just realized another misclick or mistype.
Omen,
It's fine.
make the check. If you're actively keeping watch, make the check.
I think Gnocchi is far better at this than I am going to be, but I will do it.
Well, you're awake at all times.
Rolled a 7 on the die. That is not bueno.
Inspiration.
Ah,
The 2.
Omen. Yeah, I'll do my inspiration that for sure. Oh, also, you said you're going to do inspiration, but then totally didn't. So.
Oh,
you
yep.
know.
Everyone take a point of inspiration for earlier. For the awesome
And I will
roleplay.
immediately use it. Thank you.
Yep. And
That's
Julian,
Yes, sir.
I meant to give you a point of inspiration for the fire dancing thing. That was pretty cool. So there you go.
So 19.
19 perception. All right.
I'm too
So-
busy making the fire move to pay
So-
attention to things.
Trying to get more
so-
inspiration, are you?
Yeah. So as you are, kind of keeping a watch, you hear Illios snoring the night away, and you think to yourself, "Good God, how do they hide anywhere?" and
And then.
And Omen, you don't, as the hours pass and you're doing whatever you do, just kind of resting, you notice that Milo, who just kind of been sitting by the campfire, kind of playing with the fire, making some shapes, dance and whatnot, you notice he actually nods off.
Weak.
Do I now?
You got a 1, you nod off.
Damn it.
Yet nodded.
But yeah, other than Milo falling asleep on his watch, and maybe he wakes up a couple hours later, realizes
It wasn't
he was
a crit fail, by the way, but okay.
I know, but wakes up, he realizes he kind of nodded off, and Omen, you're sitting there like, "Yep, I
This does
saw it,"
not bode well for our trust.
and that's that. Nothing else of note happens in the second night. Okay, you all have around 1 more days of travel. For this last day, it's a pretty clear day. Maybe some light snowfall occasionally, but nothing that is blanketing the ground like it had been the last 2 days. You're definitely starting to see some more green. The mountainous terrain is kind of lessening into kind of like these cool looking hills. You're starting to see more of these pine trees kind of dotting the landscape as you're walking along the road. And y'all are going during the day. And let me see something. Okay. You make it
Do your worst.
to do my worst. All right. Gnocchi. As I'm assuming that Gnocchi, you have the best past perception, especially with those goggles now. Since you get advantage. What's up? Yeah, what is it?
I said, do the goggles do anything for my passive perception?
They give you advantage based on sight, so by the rules, I believe you get a +5 to your passive perception for sight.
That'd be a 23.
Yeah. So, Gnocchi, as you're kind of going along this trail, you're getting into the later part of the day, nearly evening. The sun isn't quite setting yet, but it'll probably get there in about an hour or so. And you're on the path, and you're keeping pretty attentive with these goggles on, and you notice farther off into the distance with these goggles down this winding road, a creature that you haven't seen before. It kind of looks like a deer, but not a deer you ever seen. It's a really freaking big deer, like massive. And it has these like large splaying antlers that come out from its head. This thing would be a large creature mechanically. And you kind of see a pack of them. And by a pack, I mean 3 or 4 of them. And on their backs, you see people that look exactly like Illios. Kind of on the road, looking ahead. You're able to make out firearms that each of them are holding.
How far ahead is that?
How far ahead with these goggles? You got a good 400 or 500 feet on them. Like, you can see pretty damn far with these things. And as far as you can see, the path is pretty winding. They do not appear to have noticed you, but they are coming up the path.
Kind of in a loud whisper, Noki would say to slow it down and then halt. And describe like these animals. He described them to Illios, who he would be standing next to as they were kind of catching up on the road still. See if he recognizes or he can tell them what they are.
Oh, but of course, it is the moose.
Not just any meese. These meese are dire meese.
I don't think you understand how big an actual moose
That's
is,
so
Tony.
yeah, right. I'm trying to.
No, I
For
know.
real, though.
But like, really, the only difference between this moose, like a normal moose, and a dire moose is this thing is just wider, even more bulky. It has those giant antlers. It even has antlers that like protrude out of like the bottom of it. Let me send that picture.
I mean,
And,
they're pretty much about as big as Brian's truck.
Yeah.
Something bigger than a moose.
Yeah. Pretty much. These things are huge.
Yeah, look, as you kind of describe this creature to Noki, you see his eyes kind of gloss over. You get the familiar sense he's thinking about making a stew out of this. Before he, snaps back into it and tells you about the Goliath and the firearms. Get those priorities.
But yeah. These Goliaths are coming up the path. I do not have a map for this particularly, so we're just going to have to kind of theater of the mind this. But just imagine this kind of winding path, kind of mountainous terrain. You got these like pine trees all around you. It's real snowy. And it looks like they're doing some kind of patrolling of the area.
Is there a place that we could hide?
Yes. Yeah.
Noki command the rangers to hide on one side of the path, and then the 6 of us to hide on the other side.
All right. Yep. If y'all got off on the side of the path, there's definitely some rocks and trees that y'all can hide behind. Are y'all getting a pretty good idea of how this place is looking? Like, think Colorado on those paths, except maybe not as many trees, but the real rocky terrain, the snow, it looks like that. Those are the kind of paths y'all are on right now. You're home, Julian.
Illigot takes the.
I cast Pass Without Trace.
He does that.
Every single person in our group, including people who are not in our party, has a +10 to stealth checks.
What does that look like?
You see Milo kind of focusing for a moment, and then this kind of shadowy mist begins to spread from him. And it would be noticed when Illigith is walking, you don't hear his armor clanking as much. And you kind of see everyone's feet kind of being softened when they land with this dark, shadowy mist. And it's just everyone seems to be moving a lot quieter.
What else?
All right.
Illigot takes his pauldrons, his shoulder pauldrons, and locks them into place. Those aren't comfortable to sleep in.
Yep, Illigith actually looks pretty much exactly like he does in the picture. Illigith has finally evolved to looking like he is in his picture.
Finally!
If you've been imagining him with that armor on this whole time, you've been wrong. But yeah, you're there. Make stealth checks for me, guys.
And as we're hiding, Noki's like whispering, do we want to sit this one out and let them pass, or do we want to stop them? And this is what the party says.
It is good idea not to get involved.
Yeah, and also remember, Dahlgrim and the Rangers are with you. So Julian, your Pass Without Trace extends to them?
Yep.
All right. So they have advantage on their stealth checks as well. And
Not
Dahlgrim,
advantage, +10.
oh, sorry, yeah. And they're kind of looking, Dahlgrim is looking to Gnocchi and Illigith and just kind of everyone as they're having this conversation about whether they should do anything or not. So say again what y'all said. Sorry.
We get what the party wants, if they want to stop them or if they want to let them pass and go our separate ways. What did you say, Laura? Elegant?
I said it is best not to get involved.
All right.
I mean, so what's it called? Is this something that we can just wait out? Like for them to pass through?
Like,
Is that what you're saying,
we're
Ryan?
hidden right now, so unless they see us on the way past, they can try and wait it out. They're going one way, we're going the other way. We should hope they don't come up behind us.
Is there any knowledge that would suggest that that's likely to happen? Like from any of us?
Well, I said they look like they were
DM?
patrolling, so they would just back and forth
Okay.
Yeah,
along
I'd say
the
that.
road.
All right. So y'all make those stealth checks. Really, you got an 18 with even the +10?
I rolled a 4.
What'd you get, Logan?
I don't have my dice, I'm rolling it. I'm at disadvantage. Oh, that's crap. Okay.
Yeah.
+10.
Yeah, so I was at a
Wait.
6 on my disadvantage. So it'll be a
Julian.
16.
Yeah,
Remember you have that ability?
yeah.
All right, just making sure.
No. Actually, what ability?
You're able to give people advantage on stealth checks, like one person.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh,
you
you're
remember
right. Illigith, you feel aided.
I mean, he's kind of just laying there,
Yeah.
trying to hide, but he's big.
You feel shadows begin to move around you, even at a
Are you sure you
niftier
want him
rate.
to feel the shadows?
There's like silence, a silent cone, a cone of silence.
Yeah, I got you.
So good advantage.
Without the white noise that you're accustomed to, Illigith, you're wondering what's going on. But yeah. So y'all do that, and let me make some rolls here.
Do you want me to roll again, or just take that higher one? It was a 16, so that would be a 26.
Yeah, take the higher one. That's fine. All right. So y'all are pretty hidden, making some rolls here. All right. So y'all pass. I said y'all
Without
pass.
trace.
Yep, you pass without trace. As you know, y'all are hidden kind of in the bushes. The doors rolled pretty well in their stealth checks too, so they're able to hide.
Am I next to Omen?
You can be next to whoever you want to be next to.
All right. I'm gonna whisper in Omen's ear. Weren't we wanting to know how they got those weapons?
He kind of looks at the young Milo and says, "Yeah, I think that was one of the things that we were trying to do, right?"
Doesn't this seem a rather fortuitous opportunity?
He looks at you. Surprisingly shrewd you are.
What?
I will allow things to be said as these guys are approaching. If y'all would like to discuss this again.
I had to find a way to say it that wasn't out of character, Molly.
But yeah,
Noki knows the only person that said anything back to him first question was Illigo.
I just want you to understand the enormity of these beasts that they're riding. Not to mention the fact that they are well within the 7-foot tall range of the Goliaths themselves. So I mean,
Did we come here to be afraid of combat, Goliath?
that's
Warrior.
not what I'm saying.
He's
small
been
people.
called out! Illigith the Lionheart? More like the lion from the frickin' mute.
Lion fart.
More like
I knew that was coming.
Oh!
I was trying to go for the lion from the Wizard of Oz, that kind of Lionheart, but you know.
Too many words to be effective at.
Yeah,
Also, metagaming, pigeon. Dire mooses are only CR1.
How do you know those are the stat blocks I'm using, Julian? How do you know?
I have no
How do you know?
idea.
You
Check
don't.
The bottom. Like the bottom of the shell. Yeah, no, I mean Illios, his gut recommendation was to kind of let them do their thing, so we can get closer because we don't want to start like a needless combat if we can avoid it with diplomacy, and have extra explaining to do here. But if not, like if that's not the general consensus, he's totally cool with moving forward.
What if the big one went up to them to speak first? He looks a bit like them.
Sorry.
Did you hear that, Logan?
Omen whispers to Omen.
Omen whispers to Omen.
I thought you were talking to Illiga.
No. Milo whispers to Omen.
He looks at Illigith and sees like how awkward he is, just even being blessed by stealth. I do not know if he's an expert at subterfuge, so it could cause problem.
Illigith is behind a tree and he's somehow not seen. It's strange. Magic is magic.
I might have an idea. If
Well, we're waiting.
I think it's best if I just do it as they're approaching too close for me to say anymore.
Oh my.
Yep. So if y'all have said anything, or if y'all have said everything that y'all are gonna say,
Yeah.
these go.
No
Yep.
one said Inoki. The counteract what Elegance said, so he's assuming that's the general consensus. And he's signaling the Rangers and Pilgrim that we're just going to wait it out.
All right. So that's that. So as these Goliaths get closer, you can see Gnocchi was able to get a good look at them because of his goggles. But as they get closer and they're riding these massive beasts on this trail, you can see they indeed look pretty much exactly like Illigith. The variances that you would expect between people. They have those
Minus the giant plate armor.
minus the plate
Are they
armor.
all wearing? Are they all riding giant meese?
Yes. There are 4 of them. They're all riding those things. Goliaths need those kinds of mounts to hold their weight and girth, if you know what I'm saying. But they, yeah, they're all riding. They all have those tattoos placed upon them. All of them are in crude leather armor with kind of like these fur coats amongst them. You can see that on their back they have these kind of shields made out of this hard-looking wood or bone. And you can see spears. You can see axes. You can see those rudimentary weapons. This will be fun. And they have these grim expressions on their faces. They're just kind of looking around. Illigith, you would notice these Goliaths, your cousins to the south, are a tad bit bigger than you. Just a tad bit bigger.
Not in the size of your heart.
Not much bigger.
Oh wait.
I'm talking like maybe 3-4 inches taller, like something like that. Just
Good lord!
bigger kind of appearance. Yeah, these are some big boys. They got down south.
Hey, Molly, or not
Yeah.
Molly, Logan, can you speak in Illigith's voice a little bit more?
I will speak in Illios' voice
Beautiful.
a little bit more.
Here we go. All right. So as these guys kind of pass, yeah, all of them have those rudimentary weapons on them: spears, axes. They got like bone, wood shields, but all of them have slung around them are these guns, these firearms. All of them have them, kind of at the ready as they're riding these dire meese going forward.
As soon as they pass, I step out into the road with the disguise I mentioned.
All right, you do so.
Hail, brothers! What news do you have of the home?
What could go wrong?
Roll initiative.
Roll this. Yeah, just roll initiative. Just roll it. But yeah. Oh, I love it. Okay, roll deception for me, please.
Do I get advantage because of disguise self?
You are disguised. You do look like one of them. Do you have a gun with you?
I don't, and that's actually what I'm about to ask about.
All right. Okay, so roll that.
That's a 21 deception. You'll
Right.
have to forgive me. I've been traveling. What are those weapons you carry?
Just roll an insight. What did you roll?
21.
All right. So, as you just kind of come out into the path, the one in front, you can see this guy has like this freaking wicked looking scar that just goes down from his right eye, like all the way down to his neck. like just a freaking gnarly battle scar. You can see that one eye is kind of milky. And this dude's just looking at you. And he pauses, kind of holds up his hands as you come out into the road. And tell me again exactly what you said.
Oh God, I have been traveling. I am returning. I asked what news they bring or what news they have, and where do they get those strange weapons?
Yep, so he stares at you for a good 5 seconds, 10 seconds, 15. Is this feeling like the longest freaking moment of your life? Like, I just woke up, I'm gonna go out and I just woke up, I'm gonna go out into the road and try and deceive these people. Oh God, this is going horribly. And then he says, in this low pitch, where do you hail from?
Can I remember? I've heard Illios talk about where he's from.
Are you from one of the surrounding tribes? Apart from the unification.
Yes.
He wouldn't say unification, he'd say the unified.
Yes, I come to unify myself. I am filled with great courage for this fight.
So, Julian,
What?
I would just like to say this because I wasn't even thinking about it, but they would be speaking in giant. This would not be in common.
Ooh, you're lucky that's on my languages. I can respond in giant. But the thing is, would it be an older giant?
They seem to have recognized what you have said.
Okay.
What were you going to say, Logan?
Yeah, so as Milo fumbles, Illios, he stands as quietly as possible so as to look at like he was already standing, and rushes towards Milo in the middle of the path.
Oh.
Oh, yes, there you are! My boy, I told you, please, do not do so much traveling on your own. You will get yourself in trouble.
I am sorry, older brother. I was itching to move.
Yes, it would appear you have stumbled across, yes, you there, upon the moose. What is your name? He doesn't ask any questions outside of what is your like. No, nothing else. Like, it's not even like startled that there are people there.
Yep. My name, cousin, is Havoc. I hail from the Stormbreaker tribe, one of the unified under the Blood Wolf.
It
Cousin.
would seem.
No,
It would seem we are in.
he cuts you off. Cousin, where did you get that armor?
Oh! Oh!
I'm gonna need a moment.
Ah, yes! Brother, tell them of the dwarf you slew to gain that.
Havoc, you say it was. The Stormbreaker tribe, I am familiar. I hail from the Thunuk Avan. and I would like to speak with Raylock. We have traveled far.
The Thunuk Avon. Avalanche of Thunder, correct? He wouldn't say correct.
No, he wouldn't.
Avalanche of Thunder. That's Thunuk Avon. And as he's just kind of looking at you, he looks to the other Goliaths behind him. And Gnocchi, it is at this point you notice that there are other Goliaths on the side of this trail. You see 3 of them waiting in the midst, kind of walking along the road, watching everything. They haven't seen you, it appears, but they're there, and you can make out another group of the same on the other side of this trail. And Havoc Stormbreaker says, "It appears one has escaped exile. Kill him." And we will end our session there.
Idiots.
Oh no!
Oh no! Yep. All pointing the guns at you. Killed him.
At him, not me.
Kill them.
Ah, dang it.
Yeah. Alright, so okay, that's that. If I had a webcam, I would turn off the or I would turn on the webcam, but I don't. Yep, this has been session 24. The session named What is Ode does not make sense anymore. So of course that's why I said pending, so that will not be the name. We will come up with the name.
It is owed.
Yeah, it is Ode.
That's why in the beginning you were starting with the way I was going to say you can't name the session beforehand.
I know. I wanted to try and be cool and do it for once. But yeah. Alright guys, that's been session 24. Hope y'all had a good time. We'll see what these knuckleheads do next session.
Oh, he left.
He
That
left.
was a
He
bold-
probably ended the broadcast and it left.
That was a bold move.
I left the thing instead of ending the broadcast.